Hello everyone, I'm Chris Segrell, Principal of Christ the King. This video, we're calling it our Status of the School video. And almost a year ago in mid-March in 2020, schools were ordered closed and to implement remote learning for all students. Within a matter of days, the teachers and I and Mrs. Becker, we all mapped out a plan to get school books and supplies to all of you at home and to begin something that we've never ever done before, teaching remotely. We finished the school year operating remotely, and this was very, very challenging. But we did it, and we completed it, and we did the very best that we could. And all of you really stepped in and did your best as well. We certainly weren't perfect, but we completed it, and we made it through that last quarter. Over the summer, Mrs. Becker and I, we worked tirelessly, developing school startup scenarios for reopening the school in August and for getting our staff trained on how to operate in a very, very different environment. It's now been almost a year since COVID-19 impacted our school and our local community. And the purpose of our video here, again, is to just kind of recap some things. Take a look at the school year that just happened. Even though we still have about 3 months left, there's a major part of the school year that's behind us, which has been really wonderful. And also let you know where we are right now and where we're thinking we're going to be in the near future as we plan to start up the next school year. So this time, I want to introduce or call up our assistant principal, Amy Becker. And she's going to come up here and she's going to talk about, just give you a recap of this past school year and also talk to you about where we are in relation to enrollment. So Amy, please come up.
Hi, everyone. It's been an exciting year, I think, for everybody. And I think we've all recognized that there's been some good and some bad and some great and some changes. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the things we've experienced this year together as a Christ the King family. I think there are things that have been really difficult for us, and they stand out for all of us. Masking, distancing, quarantine times. Those are all things none of us have enjoyed. We can't wait until those words aren't a part of our life. But also things like the static grouping of cohorts in our school building, where we realize that those are taking tolls on our friendships and our relationships, and our kids are really looking forward to having 3A and 3B together as a third grade family, and separation has been hard. We started the year with an enrollment reduction, and again, those kinds of changes, when you feel them in your classroom families, your learning community is down by one or two, that makes an impact on us all, and so we had to make those adjustments. We started and we will finish our year without art and Spanish and a full position in 5th and 6th grade on that team. And that equaled workload and some change in what opportunities were available for our kids. And again, that's not something we want to repeat in the year to come. But as we've all shared with each other in personal conversations and newsletters and such, there have been some great things about our school year. We opened in August and we are open today, and we are going to finish the year open. And that is something that not all schools can say. So we're really proud that we've kept ourselves together, learning and growing together all year. We've had learning in person and we've had remote learning going on. We've had students and families that have chosen to remotely learn the entire school year. And we've had kids and families out on quarantine, and our teachers have really seamlessly included all learners in their communities and to be educated. And that's really been beautiful. The swivel devices that our Parents Club made possible for every teacher in our building have made that remote learning as seamless as it is. And our fearless educators have become videographers at the drop of a hat. They've done an amazing job with the new technology and created some great videos for our kiddos at home. We have had no in-school exposures. We certainly have had families have situations from the workplace or outings where we've had families impacted by COVID, but we have not had one instance of COVID spreading within our school. And that really is due to the hard work of our faculty, of all of our staff, of our parents at home, and the willingness of our kids to follow the protocols and work hard to stay in school. And I probably say it a ton. We're so proud of our kids for the way they've handled this year. We pulled together parents at the end of the quarter last year to and teachers to talk about what went well with remote learning, how can we get better, and through that work, figured out that some families are going to need iPads at home, and how are we going to do that? Made the change to Google, which is a huge switch for us, and our technology folks and our teachers just stepped up and learned and made it happen, and our families supported that change. We have remote learning classes in the school where our kids are practicing in case we have to go remote, and it's actually giving them extra content time. And that has been a great experience and made us ready and confident in a changing world that we could do what we needed to do to continue to learn and teach. We've even had practice sessions. So, shout out to some families that practiced checking out iPads, brought school technology home, did their remote lessons, returned the iPads. I mean, we were really ready for anything at any time. In the midst of all of this, we had a virtual accreditation visit in August or in September, and our community rose to that challenge. 27 of 30 categories, we were rated at the highest impact level. We scored 363 out of 400 possible points for a 91%. And I just couldn't be more proud of our community. It's really an amazing score. Typically, a school can expect an average score of 278 to 283. Clearly, 91%, 363 points. We are well beyond that, and we just couldn't be prouder. Earlier in February, 8 of our eighth graders, 27% of the class, earned a scholarship to one of our area Catholic high schools. Nearly 1/3 of the class. We are so proud of them. We also know that their scores, all of our eighth graders' scores, were substantially higher than our counterparts around the Catholic community and public and non-private who took the high school placement test. So kudos to all of our faculty for really preparing our kids and for our kids taking it seriously and really bearing our standard forward into high school proudly. We had another CTK graduate named as a National Merit Finalist this year. And in fact, for those of you not keeping track, we've had 5 National Merit Finalists in the last 4 years from Duchesne Academy alone. So we don't have other schools that are reporting that to us. We are certain that we probably have more out there, but that's no small feat. We're proud of our alum, and we're proud of the role that our school played in that. Primarily, the thing that I have loved the most about this school year, I think, is the amazing help of our community and our parents, the support, the way that we have come together and forged ahead over challenges and the exciting times. We have an amazing group of teachers and staff. I'm sure you are all aware, but the work they do and the heart and the commitment they have for loving and teaching your children is inspirational every day. Our students, I love them. They have stepped up and succeeded where everyone thought they would fail. Nobody will be able to keep a mask on a 4-year-old. Yes, we can, because they want to be in school and they know how to listen. So it's been wonderful. Parent volunteers in our building all afternoon, working hard, and signing up and answering the call whenever we need them. It's really been, again, an inspiration, gratifying, and fun to have them in the building. We have a new school marketing committee that gathered together, and my goodness, are they an energetic bunch who love our school and are ready to market us in the years to come. I think you're going to see more and more exciting projects come out of that group in the next years. Our parents club, who has said yes every time we've asked, couldn't ask for a more supportive parents club than we have. our Ed Steering Board and the associated Ed Steering Board Budgeting Committee. Again, another group of dynamic parents that have stepped up, answered the call, and are looking at dynamic and new ways to build our school into the future. Of course, our pastor, Father Cook, and our associate, Father Boyd, doing lunch duty, saying masses, and gathering their flock together, pastoral care for everybody. They've been a wonderful part of this whole process. The parish team who comes over and does lunch and recess with us, we've really bonded as a family through our need to get through this year. And our wonderful community, everybody who's watching, parents, you've kept your kids safe, you've gotten them to school, you've gotten them masks, you've donated wipes, volunteered for lunches. It's just really been beautiful, and we can't thank you enough for the role you've played in keeping us at school this year. You all know we just completed our early enrollment drive, and we are really excited about the future ahead of us. We started the school year last fall with 301. We currently have 281 students registered for the new school year. We have some really strong areas, and we have some areas where we're hoping to gain for our family. Pre-K 3 is one away from being full. Pre-K 4-5 is two from full if we have only the classroom teacher, or 10 if we add an aide. So we're hoping to grow that program. We have tours for pre-K and kindergarten already scheduled. The tour activity is really heating up. We have a very small kindergarten class, but we are keeping both of our fabulous kindergarten teachers because we know that kindergarten class is going to grow between now and August. We will have a small first grade, and we have Mrs. Keenan that will be here to teach that small group. And again, we're going to grow that group through the years as well. Everybody else, all our grade levels really look strong. We're projecting to start the fall with about 300. And we're really looking at boosting our enrollment through the work of our budgeting committee, of our marketing committee, and taking part in the Archdiocese Welcome Grant Program, which offers new families to Catholic education in grades K through 7 $1,000 off tuition for the first year and $500 off for the second year for a family. So we've joined that program in the hopes to offer what we think is the best education in the city to families who might not be sure they can afford it or might not be sure it's for them. We want them to come in and give us a try. So there's your year and the enrollment. In a recap, I'm going to let Mr. Segrell come and have a few more words with you.
All right, thank you very much, Mrs. Becker. Very well done. I'm going to talk here briefly about staff retention. Every year, we contract with our teachers for 1 year, and we always hope and pray that we get everybody back, but sometimes we do have some staff that will be leaving us, and that is the case this year as well. Letters of intent have been received back from all of our teachers, and most of our staff is returning. We do have 3 departures, however, and when anybody departs from our school, there's a lot of sadness for us as a school teaching community, teachers and administrators, but also for our community who really, we fall in love with our teachers, and they just do such a wonderful job. So we are a very special, close school family, and so it kind of pulls on our heart when this happens. But we do press on. We understand these things happen. And so this year, the 3 that are leaving us, first of all, first grade teacher, Mrs. Fuquay. She's been with us a number of years. I believe it's about 8 years that she's been at Christ the King. And she and her husband are relocating to Colorado. Job transfer for her husband. We knew this was coming. The word is probably out there already on this. And actually, the timing is actually pretty good because we have a very small first grade class coming in next year. So Mrs. Keenan is going to be that first grade teacher, like Mrs. Becker said, and she's going to be the only first grade teacher because of the small size of that class. So we wish Mrs. Fuquay well. We're going to miss her certainly. And the next position is Mr. Hardigan, Mike Hardigan, who has been with us for about 29 years, our PE teacher. Mike's a very private person. We totally respect that. Mike will be leaving us, and he wishes to keep his future plans private, but he absolutely loves Christ the King and will miss everyone very much. And we do want to respect Mike's privacy. It's nothing bad about the school. He loves the school and the community. It really is going to be a tough thing for him to leave, but we do respect his wishes. I will be hiring a replacement PE teacher to replace Mike. And our last person that is leaving is also a heartbreak, and it happens to be Mrs. Amy Becker, who is our assistant principal, and she's been with us for 6 years. Amy is so good, and I know you guys have all seen this. She does a phenomenal job. I couldn't do this without her. But she has been offered a job promotion as the Dean of Students at Duchesne. Her kids are going to stay at Christ the King, and she'll come back at the end to kind of explain this a little bit more. We're happy for her because this is truly a great opportunity for her and her family. Um, but it really means a lot that her kids will be staying with us because she believes in the school, and we love having her kids in the school. So with that, I will be hiring a replacement assistant principal. I know that's going to be very difficult. I know it's going to be very difficult to replace Mr. Hartigan too. But I'm up to the task, and we're going to do that. So, but those are our three positions that will not be coming back, and we will miss them terribly. So I want to just let everybody know that the school is going to stay strong. We're going to bounce back. We have replaced teachers and staff members in the past, and we're all heartbroken when they leave, and we think, how are we going to deal with this? And then we do, and we have wonderful staff that comes in to replace them, and we fall in love with them as well. So it's going to be okay. I want to reassure everybody that we're going to get through this. It's going to be great next year, because we also have some new staff positions that we are adding. And we did send this out already in an email, but I want to just touch on this a little bit. We're very happy to have our art teacher coming back, and this will be a full-time position. You will see ads coming out, notifications on this. We're getting that word out there that we are looking for a full-time art teacher. And Mrs. Becker and I have our first interview on Monday, on March 1st, for an art teacher. So we're already starting to move on this position very quickly. Also, one of our new positions is a 5th and 6th grade language arts / math teacher position. It's a combo position. This is the position that we did not fill when Mrs. Andrea Clark moved from the middle school into the library. So we are going to fill that. That is a full-time position. Again, you will see advertisements coming up, advertising for that position. Mrs. Becker and I have 2 interviews that are scheduled so far, and both of these are very, very strong candidates. We're really excited to talk with them. One of them is, in fact, the day we're making this recording, and the other will be next week. So we're really moving forward on those 2. The third position, of course, is the Spanish position. This will be a full-time position as well, and we are just beginning the search in that position. We know that that's going to be a little bit of a difficult position to fill because Spanish is kind of sometimes hard to find, but we are putting the word out. We're putting ads out. We're just networking in all kinds of different places to try to find a Spanish teacher that can teach Spanish here at Christ the King. So then you kind of might wonder, with some of these changes, all these things happening, what is next year going to look like? And we've been already looking at that. And we don't have things set in stones by any means, because we still have about 3 months left of school, and we have a lot of time to kind of do this, and we're just starting the process. We're getting input from a lot of different sources, looking at a lot of different things. But some of the things that I can share with you is that we are going to return to normal on as many things as we can possibly do starting next school year. As long as we can do them safely, we're going to normalize as much as possible. Some examples, we might have to wear masks, but we can combine, we can group in different ways. That's just an example. I'll get into a few more of those later, but we want to normalize as much as is safely possible to do for next school year. We will be adding art and Spanish in all grade levels. All special subject classes will be in the special subject classrooms. We started this year with the special subject teachers, a lot of them going to the individual elementary classrooms, for example. We've already made the turn away from that, and now the kids do come down to the music room, for example. And we're going to continue that for next year too. We're going to be switching classrooms for the subjects in third and fourth grade. We are also already doing that now. We've already made that phase to that, and it's working well, and it's being done very safely. Middle school houses, we had to suspend that this year because that involved mixing groups of fifth graders and sixth graders together, or seventh and eighth graders together. Because of static grouping, we couldn't do that. That's kind of been lifted. So we are going to have houses in the middle school for next year. We're going to use the lockers, the great lockers we have lining the hallways. We're going to do that. Of course, we're going to do all these things very safely. The kids will be pre-taught on how to handle it, how to do it. There'll be a lot of supervision to make sure things are safe and are being done properly. Mixing middle school classes in different ways, but safely. We're going to be doing a lot of this. This is just typically what we do in the middle school anyway. We do not normally track middle school students by math levels throughout the entire day. Because of static grouping, we had to do more of that this year. We didn't like it, you didn't like it, our teachers didn't like it, but we felt we had to do it to be safe. Now that we've been living in this COVID environment for really a long time, and we've been doing it very successfully, things have changed, more notifications and information and safety things have come out, so we know that we can do this and we can do it safely. In our core subjects, some things we're looking at: vocabulary focus in the middle school and increased language arts class time, making the language arts periods a little bit longer so we can work in more content there. Upgrading the fourth through eighth grade math program. We're already in progress with planning this for next year. Providing opportunities for our fifth through eighth grade students to move up a level so that we have more of our students complete algebra or even geometry as eighth graders before they graduate from Christ the King. Also, mixed math groups in the fourth grade. Mr. Gordon normally has different math levels, and that involves mixing the fourth graders in different ways for those math classes. We didn't do that this year. It was really difficult. We missed it. That is coming back next year. Also, we're going to provide progression plans to parents so that you know, and this is related to math, so you know that how decisions that are made early in where your child is placed in math, how that is going to affect or impact what the highest level math they complete by the time they graduate from Christ the King. We want you to know clearly what the path is for your child. So we are working on providing that as well. Our math teachers are busy working right now on this. They've been meeting. I've been meeting with them. There's just a lot of pieces and a lot of things to put in place for this, but our plan is to upgrade math, to really do some exciting things in math, not that we have a bad math program. We certainly have a very good math program, and we see solid results from our graduates all the time. But we feel we can do a little bit better and just elevate it and make it even stronger. We will at some point, and it's probably going to be, I'm going to guess it's probably going to be more like April. When we get all this figured out with math and we have more specifics, we're going to call a math meeting, and we're going to have our math teachers meet with any parents that would like to come, and we're going to kind of present how this is going to work so that you understand it, you can ask questions. We did this years ago when we made a major upgrade to our math program. Very effective. We want you to be involved. We want you to be in the know. There will be opportunities for students in the middle school to do extra things in math over the summer to maybe help them upgrade as well as they come back in the next school year. And so we're looking at summer math camps. We've done this before in the past. We haven't done them for a number of years now, and it was, of course, impossible to do it last summer. But this summer, we're looking at that. I know Mr. Clements is very interested in doing those. Ms. Christensen is looking at that as well. And Mr. Gordon may look at that too. We have not really kind of solidified all of that yet, but we're in the talking stages of trying to see if we can make some of that happen. Also, we are always very willing to loan out math books over the summer. So if you would like your child to work out of one of our math books, whether it be what they just completed or reach above and work out of a higher level math book, we are totally open to that. If we have math camps, and I'm going to say if, but we're very likely going to have them, your child will get a math book, and we'll be working out of that in the summer math camp anyway. But we're looking for opportunities to boost kids up in the middle school math as we make that transition in math. Also, next year, we're looking at the new Archdiocese standards in social studies. That's going to be incorporated in all different grade levels. And we're going to continue the integration of the new uh, next generation science standards in all the different grades in science. And these standards, we've had them for a couple of years now, and they really involve hands-on lab type activities. It's a big change from normal science. We do it in the middle school anyway, but now we're doing it in all the different grade levels. So we're going to continue that process. In religion, we're going to strengthen religion school-wide. We have a strong program right now, but we always at Christ the King are looking at making our program stronger. But we feel in religion there's a lot of little things that we can do to live and to grow our faith, and those are things that we're really going to key in on. Also, confirmation in the 7th and 8th grade. We're going to be teaching that in the school like we have done in the past. But our teachers in the upper grade levels are really interested, and we're going to work with them to make this possible, to work in some time for Bible study. We think that's really important. Our kids need to be exposed to that. So we're going to start working that into our religion program as well. And we did a wonderful drive during Catholic Schools Week with the Heart Ministry collecting laundry soap. And once again, we thank all of you for contributing. So many boxes of laundry soap came in, and Miss Christensen, I know she did the calculations in her math classes, how many loads, and I think it was about 9,000 loads. Okay, 9,000 loads of laundry could be done with everything that we collected. So that was just a tremendous outreach. But one of the things we're going to do for next year, and we're actually going to start it here in March and April, is we're going to be taking groups of our students and teachers out to the Heart Ministry to help others that are in need, whether it be stocking the shelves, sorting things. But we want to reach out and we want to help this particular organization because they do such a wonderful job for the community, helping those that really need that help. And in doing that, we're not only doing it as a school, we're also partnering with the parish team, with the rectory and the church office folks. And they're going to come with us on these trips. Father Cook, Father Boyd, they're looking at coming with us too. We try to do as many joint things between the parish and the school as we possibly can. And this is one thing that we are definitely going to do together. We're excited about it. We're going to start it in March and test it out. We'll do it in April again, and we'd like to bring it in to the school year next year and really do it as a recurring type of thing. Just one other area we're looking at, middle school teachers. Some of our middle school teachers in the past, last year, taught the Passion Project. And we had this operating in 5th through 8th grade, and this allowed students to choose a topic that they were really passionate about learning about and to investigate and research and interview an expert in that field. And we did it for a year, and it was just a tremendous opportunity for the kids, and it went over so well. We were not able to continue that this year because of COVID, but we hope that maybe we can bring that back next year. So those are just some things that we're looking at right now. We will provide you with more specifics as we get this kind of pinned down. We get closer to the end of the school year. Certainly we'll know more as we start to develop schedules and the programs and lay out everything. But we'll keep you informed just to kind of let you know where we are with some of these programs. But we're very excited about next year and about what next year is going to be at Christ the King. Of course, COVID is still with us, and that may carry on into next year a little bit too. And we're prepared for that. We have some really good COVID procedures and protocols that we've been using all this school year to allow us to stay open and to keep everybody safe. So I've anticipated, and a lot of people have asked, well, Chris, what is it going to look like next school year? What are we going to start with? And we don't know. We really don't know. A lot depends on what happens between now and the start of the school year. Once again, we'll keep you informed just to let you know what we're thinking, what we're planning, what might happen. But at this point, we know the vaccine is out there. Actually, teachers are starting to get vaccinated. We have had one of our staff members get vaccinated already, and another one is getting vaccinated tomorrow. So things are starting to move that way. There are just not enough supplies and resources right now to do all the teachers. So they're taking teachers in a certain order depending on various factors. So we're starting to see movement there, which is really encouraging. Many adults may get the vaccine by the time school starts, but we're not sure if the kids are going to get the vaccine by that time. We just don't know. So a lot depends on a lot of factors, including the vaccinations that are out there. So we might be wearing masks to start the school year. I know none of us really enjoy it, but it does keep people safe. So if we have to do it, we'll do it. We'll start that way. We'll probably have to distance at the start of the school year as well, but we know we can do these things. We have definitely worked it well, and your support has been tremendous. So if we have to do that, we'll do it. We'll likely need to have lunch volunteers again, especially if we have to kind of spread out the kids. You've been so giving in this area. We thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. Mrs. Becker and I just say thank you all the time. We really appreciate it. We know it wears on you. It gets tiresome having to do this. And we agree, we're there with you. But if we have to start the school year that way, we'll do it because we want the school open. We want the school safe. But as we start that way, if that has to happen, we will have various scenarios ready to cover anything that could happen, including a plan to phase out the masks, to phase out the distancing, so that when we get that word to do that, we can start that process immediately and do it properly and do it safely. We're still going to disinfect and sanitize. I think those are always good things to do because there's always germs in a school. And with kids, that's definitely true. So we have found this year that just disinfecting and sanitizing has really helped to minimize germs and all kinds of other illnesses. So we're definitely inclined to kind of keep going with that, because I think that's a good thing to do. So there's a lot of unknowns at this point, but this is kind of what at least we know at this point, and we will keep you informed, just like last summer. If we do videos, we will do videos. We will definitely keep you up to date on changes and different scenarios that we're thinking about. Last thing I want to kind of talk about is I just want to say thank you. We say that so many times, but I really, really mean it. We thank you so much for everything that all of you do for our school. And I got to thank so many people. First of all, thank you to our school community for all the outstanding support during this very challenging school year. If someone were to tell me that we were going to have a school year like this years ago, I never ever would have believed it. This is truly a unique experience, but it's been a successful experience. When I look at the news and I see that some schools are not operating and not open, and they're fighting to open, they're figuring out how to open, I just realize how blessed we are that we've been open since day one, since August. Our kids are getting a wonderful education and they are really doing an outstanding job this year. I can't say that enough. I want to thank all our parents who constantly filled the volunteer positions. I know Mrs. Becker always is reaching out. We need this, we need that, and you guys are stepping up and doing it, and it makes such a difference. Mrs. Becker and I, we're constantly the fill-ins. If someone can't make it, if a slot isn't filled, we're in there filling in. Sometimes it's one slot, sometimes it's two, sometimes it's even three slots we're trying to fill. So we are so grateful when you guys come in and do that. And also with Mrs. Becker and I, our teachers are filling these slots too. So you are just making such a difference to our entire staff by giving them a little breather and helping to keep our kids safe at the same time. Passing out the masks in the morning. We can't thank our parents enough for doing that. Some of you are even out there on the coldest days doing that, and we totally thank you for that. It's more fun doing it in the spring and the fall than it is in the middle of winter, but you guys have been there and have been helping, and it's just really been, we're very grateful for that. Working in the cafeteria, pushing the milk cart. I mean, all those things. We thank you. Even covering guidance classes when Mrs. Martin was out on quarantine for a week and a half. We had parents that came in and ran the guidance classes. And it's just amazing to see this happen. So thank you, everybody, for that. I also want to thank Father Cook, our pastor, for all his tremendous support during the entire school year. Father Cook has been so supportive. Everything that we have done, he has just been behind us, has been so helpful. Like Mrs. Becker said, he's come over and done lunch duties and recess duties. He's there for us. He supports us. He's a great sounding board for me as I kind of work through these scenarios and what ifs and issues that come up. So thank you, Father Cook, for your wonderful support, not only for me and Mrs. Becker, for all the teachers, all the staff, all the parents, kids, for our entire community. Thank you very much for that. Also, we learned today that Father Cook will complete his time at Christ the King in June. And we do wish him well in his next assignment. And we are keeping Father in our prayers. He has done a tremendous job for us here in the school and in the parish, in the community while he's been here. Father, we're going to miss you, and we do pray for you in your next assignment. All right, and we couldn't have remained open without everybody working together. And so the thank yous just revolve around the whole community and everything happening together. We do have 3 months of school left, and that sounds like a lot, but it'll go very, very quickly. So in those 3 months, we still want to remain vigilant. We want to keep our safety procedures and protocols in place. They've been working. A lot of people have asked me, well, can we relax this? Can we do this? Can we not do this? We want to be safe, and we want to be we just want to keep our things in place because they are working, and we don't want to take any chances at this point. It's kind of like a race. I mean, we've just taken the lead of COVID, hopefully, and we don't want to slow down. We want to just keep going strong, and we want to finish the school year strong. We are planning to do quite a number of end of the year activities, such as the May Crowning Mass, Field Day, Honors Night, 8th grade graduation Mass, maybe even an 8th grade graduation drive-by like we did last year. We're going to try to do as many things in a near normal fashion, but we're going to do them safely. So they may look a little different, but we still feel it's important to do these things. So we're excited to have some things coming. And you may wonder, how are we going to do Field Day in a safe manner? Well, Mr. Hartigan is working on that, and we're going to make that happen. But we feel it's important to keep going with these things, even if we have to pull back some things and do them differently. We feel it's important to still do them. So we're going to try that. And we still need your support and your help as volunteers. We're in the home stretch. Please keep coming. Please keep helping us. We definitely want to finish strong. Because together we can do this. We have accomplished so much this school year, and it's because of our strong school and parent community. And just keep up that great work. We do definitely appreciate it. We're going to continue all that effort as we begin next school year. We're going to pull all these things together, finish strong, start strong. We have so many plans to return to school next school year in a near normal fashion. We have some former teaching positions and programs that will return next school year. We're very excited about that. We have a few new things that will be starting up. And we know with your help and your support, we'll continue to be Christ the King strong in 2021, 2022, and even beyond that. We absolutely need your support. We know we have it, and you have been so wonderful to us. So thank you. It's kind of a very long group of thank yous, but thank you once again for everything. At this point, I'm going to invite Mrs. Becker to come up because I've kind of announced that she's taking a promotion, and we're excited for her. But I wanted to give her the opportunity to just say a few words about that and address you directly. And then Mrs. Becker will just close out our status of the school video. So thank you, Mrs. Becker.
So all of those thank yous, I completely echo. But I do want to say, when I came to Christ the King, I primarily a 7 through 12 educator, and it was Mr. Segrell that said, check out this Creighton program and see about getting your master's. And it was this school community that supported me while I did that. And I learned so much about preschool through eighth grade education from the faculty and children in our building, that I truly have completely evolved as an educator, and as a professional by the guidance of the kids and the people in the Christ the King school building. And it's really been a beautiful thing. Um, a couple of years ago, when I was running around doing different things, a first grade student said to me, "Yesterday, you were in the lunchroom." And I said, "Yes, I was." And he said, "And the other day, you were doing something for Mr. Segrell." And I said, "Yes, I was." And he said, "And now today, you're in here and you're for our teacher." And I said, "Well, yes, that's true." And he said, "Are you ever going to get your own job?" And I was reminded of that today. I guess, in effect, that's what I did. I learned from everybody here, and now I've gone off and I've gotten my own job. Um, but I am going to miss this community as a professional. I tell the sixth grade class a lot, that's where my twins are, that they're kind of my favorites, um, because my kids are in there and they're all their friends. But the sixth grade parent community is an incredible community. I bet all of you could say that about your grade level community. Never for once, never 1 second did my husband and I think about pulling our kids when I got a new job. This is the best school in the city, probably the state, and my kids deserve the best education, and they can't get it anywhere but Christ the King. So I look forward to transitioning into full on parent role. Um, and being part of this community as my kids grow through our upper middle school. So thank you again for all of your support. I will be seeing you, sans name tag, as a parent, in the future. Thank you so much for sticking with us and watching our status of the school video, for all that you do. Stay safe, plan your spring breaks sensibly, and stay safe and come back to us. God bless you all. Thank you.